Hi, welcome to the Sip and Spin. I am the Tipsy Spinster, and today, no, I am the not Tipsy Spinster this week. In my glass is a Cosmopolitan Mocktini. For those of you that tuned in earlier this week, the episode that I did earlier, I talked a little bit about some amazing products that are on the market now for making mocktinis, mocktails, mock cocktails, and I'm finding that the flavors that some of these products are producing are even better than the cocktails made with alcohol. So in my glass today, I have twisted shrub cranberry clementine along with Route 23 ginger vanilla syrup with a little bit of Fever Tree tonic water. Looks like a Cosmopolitan, but in my opinion, it tastes so much better. Today, what I'm going to showcase is long draw. I did a video earlier this season that looked at blending techniques, 4 different ways of blending product. And one of the things that I made were little Rolags. And you did these on my hand cards. And anytime that you are producing something with a blending board or hand cards, what you're doing is you're creating a Rolag, and all of the fibers are going to be going lots and lots and lots of different directions, which is setting up for a beautiful light and fluffy woolen yarn. And that's what I'm going to showcase a little bit today. So this is spinning long draw, and the wheel that I'm using, of course, is my Kromsky Sonata. The nice thing with Rolags off of the hand cards, you don't need to do a lot of prep. And the idea behind long draw, it's just like on the great wheel. You're pulling the fiber back and handling it as little as possible because you want to keep it light and fluffy. And I will show you what that looks like in just a second here. So by keeping it light and fluffy, let me draw it in a little bit, you end up with, or I will end up with, this lofty, light, fluffy, airy yarn that has a very delicate appearance to it. And that is the benefit with long draw. The challenge that a lot of people face when doing long draw is giving up control and not letting it run through your fingers. The hard part is figuring out how far back you can pull so it doesn't break. For me personally, my biggest challenge with long draw is consistency. And I don't know if that is common, but I have a tendency when I do long draw, perfect example is right here, to end up with thin and thick spots. It usually works out when I ply, but it does make it a little bit more challenging. The nice thing with long draw, it's fast. One of the things that you might not be seeing is I'm keeping my hand close to the front of the wheel in order to grab fiber if it jumps out of my hand or if it breaks. So I'm trying to keep my hands a pretty good distance apart, and then I am pulling to sort of balance that out. And if I get those thick spots, that's when I'm moving in to kind of thin them out. Because this fiber has such variety in it with the glitz and all of the different breeds used in blending, it is making it a little bit more challenging. And I mixed it up. I am doing short forward draw right here, and I stopped, and the reason why I did that is because there were some incredibly short fibers in there that I knew I wasn't going to be able to pull back and be able to maintain a consistent yarn. It's one of the nice things, kind of being a little bit intuitive when you spin, sensing and feeling where the fibers end makes it a little bit easier in terms of control. there you have it. I will finish this up and get this applied, but there is an example of, well, that was actually an example of long draw with long backward draw and a bunch of other draws built in, because it's one of those things. Muscle memory is, I felt myself having to say, no, you're doing long draw, as I was slipping back into short forward or short backward draw, because I've been doing that so much for the shawl that I've been spinning for. So it's one of those things where when you're trying a new spinning technique, yep, you do have to keep reminding yourself, no, this is long draw. This is long draw. So it's a good thing I haven't been drinking. With that said, I wish you all the best as you go forth and try some new spinning styles yourself. Thanks so much for tuning in. Happy spinning.